Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you like puzzles or if you'd like to see me struggle to solve one and have a laugh at my expense, then you're at the right address. So please like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be trying my hand at Variant Sudoku 101, German Whispers by PhoeinxAKI. If you'd like to give it a go, there will be a link in the description below. If you do, please let me know how you fared and what you thought of it. This is the next video in the Variant Sudoku 101 series, all based on the puzzles by PhoeinxAKI. They include an introduction to various, Sudoku variants. If you'd like to check the others, there's a playlist on the channel that you can go through. Right. Let's read the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and bold outlined 3x3 box. German Whispers. Adjacent digits along a green line must have a difference of at least 5. Right. So any all the lines that we have are green. Any two adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5. The first thing that we figure out from that is that we can't have 5 on the line because 5 would require a 0 or a 10, and we don't have those digits in the normal Sudoku. The second thing that we have to do to solve this is divide the other digits into two sets. Lower than 5, so 1 to 4, and higher than 5, 6 to 9. And then we would notice that as we go along the line, we alternate between low and high, right? To have a difference of 5, you have to jump between sets. So on the Sudoku line, on the German Whisper line, we always alternate. So if this one is high, it becomes high, low, high, low, high, low, and so on and so forth. Now the trick is to figure out which one is high and which one is low. What else? 6 and 4 are a bit special because we can't have 6 and 4 between two cells on the line from the same 1 to 9 set. Why? Because 6 can only be next to a 1 and 4 can only be next to a 9. So if this was 6 or 4, then both of these digits would be the same, either two 1s or two 9s. Of course, we can't put 4 or 6 here because they are next to only 1. Right, no, we don't have an example here, but if we had a line that went, say, like this, like this. Suppose this was a line. This cell could still be, no, that's not what I wanted to draw. This cell could be 6 or 4 because both of those two are from different 1 to 9 sets and they can be both 9 or both 1. Right. Let's reset the time, take a sip of tea, and go through it. So in box 1 and box 9, the only cells that don't have or don't go aren't the only cells without a German Whispers line going through them are the center cells. So these have to be 5 since we can't put 5 on the lines. Right, so we're off. We get a digit, or get 2 of them. And then we can color these. If we say on one of them, one set is yellow and the other set is pink, and on that one we can use a different color. We're using a different color because we don't know which one corresponds to which one, right? On this one color is designating low digits and the other high digits, but we don't know how that is going to be here. So we'll use a different color and afterwards we can fix that, right? So now we know that these are of the same set and these are of the same set, these are of the same set, so on and so forth. Now, as we said, 6 and 4 cannot be in the middle, so these have to be from 6, 4, right? And if these are from 6, 4, then these are from 1, 9. One of these is 6 and it requires a 1 next to it, and the other is 4 and requires a 9 next to it. Now we can continue with those because now we know, I'll show what I mean. We still need 2, 3, 7, and 8, right? However, 7, one of those have to be 3. No, one of these have to be 3, I mean. Which means that these two can't be 7. Because if this is 7, one of these is 3. If this is 7, one of these is 3. And 7 can't be next to a 3. So there's no 7 here. The same applies for 3. Because if this is 3, this would have to be 7, right? And if this is 3, then this one would have to be 7. Because 7 is a different color. And 3 can't be next to a 7. So these are 2, 8. And those would have to be 3, 7. Because 7 has to be between 1 and 2. It's another way of looking at it, right? And 3 has to be between 9 and 8. So we can do the same here. These are 3, 7. And these are 2, 8. Right. Okay. However, I didn't see that there is a 1 here. The 1 resolves this one, this line, and then this becomes a 9. This becomes a 9. Now, once we know that this is a 9, we know that blue is the high digits, and then we can automatically remove the low digits from here, right? This becomes 1, this becomes 4, becomes 3, this becomes 2. And as you can see, 7 we have is between 1 and 2, 3 is between 8 and 9. That's the only way we can have a complete line within one set of digits, 1 to 9. Right. Right. So one of these have to be 5, right? This is just Sudoku, right? Now, it helps to... Unfortunately, I don't like those 2 colors for the whole puzzle, because you can barely see the 2 on it. All right, let's use a different color. Let's use a different color. What then? What then? Is better? Not really. These are my go-to colors usually, so I'm going to switch just so that we can use those everywhere, as I'm gonna continue using them. Those are resolved now, and I know yellow is the high digits. So as you can see here, I don't know that yellow is the high digit, so I will switch back. Oh, eventually we will be able to resolve them. Maybe I can already, and I'm not really looking at it. No, the 8 doesn't resolve anything. Right. So these are low digits, and they can all be yellow. And that's a high digit, and it's big. Okay, so these are of the same color. How do I continue? Oh, these I've already forgotten what I was doing. That's impressive. That is impressive. How do I continue? How do I continue? I don't need to put 4 and 6 here. And we can't put 4 and 6 both on the line. So one of these is 4 or 6. Both could be 4 and 6, though. I don't know what that would do. What would that do? Because, I can't have 6 at all, right? I can't have 6 at all because 1 is gone. So again, let's do 2 different colors. There's no shortage of colors. These are of the same set, right? If they are high digits, then one of them would have to be 6 and the other is 8, right? Because we've already used 7 and 9. So 6 and 8, but 6 needs a 1 next to it, and that's not possible. So these aren't high digits. These are low digits. And that's the high digits. The high digit here can't be 6 because it would require 2 ones and we can't even have 1, so that's an 8. And an 8 can't be next to a 4, so that's 2 and 3. And actually, we do end up with 6, 4 here. Right. And here we go. Now we can resolve this line. This is not an 8 anymore. That's 2. So those are low digits. And the low digits were pink. And these are high digits. These are high digits. Yes. Right, so that's an 8, 9, 6, and 7. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. And that's 1. So far, so good. So far, so good. Now, what about this one? Can I resolve this line? This line requires two digits here of the same set, but this could still be a high digit, right? Of course, 9 and 7, and this would be 1, or it could be a low digits. Those would be 1 and 3, and this would be 9. Not sure if that helps. Not sure if that helps. I'll take another sip of tea. What about this one? What about this line? Can those be 2 low digits? Then we have 2 and 4, and this would be 9. Okay, and if they're high digits, then we have lots of options. Okay, we can't use 6. We can't use 6. We can't have 6 here at all because of that one. So one of these have to be 6. And one of these have to be 1. Not sure how that helps, but bear with me. Anything else we couldn't have here? No, 4 we could. 4 and 9. Nothing else should be problematic, right? 7, 7, 7, 2, 9. That should be okay, right? Yeah. How do I continue? How do I continue? I do have an 8 here. That all is not going to help, is it? That is not going to help. I can't figure out which one is 6 and which one is 1, right? Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Do I know where 5 is? 5 is in one of those. That's not easy to resolve, right? Here I already have a 5 in row number 8, so that's not important. That is not important. Interesting. So one of these is 6. All of that is not going to help me, is it? I'm missing something about these lines, and I don't know what yet. I don't know what yet. So if these are low digits, they're 2 and 4, then this is 9. Okay, and if these are high digits, then can't have 6. So there's definitely a 9 here, right? There's definitely one of these is a 9. Either it's 9 in the middle or 9 and 7. 9 and 7 would require 2, wouldn't it? So one of these is a 2. One of these is a 2. So my options are 9, 7, and 2, or 2, 4, and 9. Yeah, that makes sense. So now I have a 9 here and a 2 there. One of these is a 2. The 2 could be next to anything, so well, not anything, not a 6, for instance, but 7, 8, and 9 all work next to a 2. So if I have two low digits and one high digit, both of these are high digits, right? And they're then 6 and 7. And that wouldn't work. If this is 4, 2, 9, then I have 6 and 7 here, right? And the 6 needs a 1, that's fine. But then the 7 would need a 2. And where would you put that? Because we've already, 6, 1, and 7, 2 there. That's how we do it. Okay, now it does work. I'm just hallucinating again. Right. And the other way around, if this is 9, 7, and 2, I would have 6 and 4. So this would be 6, 1, and this would be 4, 9. That works as well. So this is effectively a 1, 9. And that's effectively a 1, 2. Not just it's possible. Right. Yeah. Right. Because if this is 2, 9, 4, we're missing 6 and 7. And if this is 9, 7, 2, we're missing 6 and 4. Right. And then one of those is 6, so one of these is 1. That's so far so good. And then if this is 6 and 7, then this would have to be 7 and 2. And this one is 6 and 1. And if they're 6 and 4, then this is 6 and 1, and that's 4 and 9. Not that that really helps, but at least for now, it doesn't really help, does it? Well, kinda, sorta, not really. That seems too difficult. I must be missing something easier than all of that. What am I missing? That's so easy. Is that one? Well, what could I miss here? I don't know. If this is 7 and 9, then this one is 2. Oh, that doesn't work. Also, see, this is already, but we could have 1. 2 doesn't work, but we could have 1, right? 1 is not gone here. So this could be 7, 9, and 1. 7, 9, and 1. Right, and this one has to be a low digit then. And that was a 2, so that was okay. Right. And if these are low digits, then, well, this is from 7, 9. Yeah, I can even have 7, which would be 1, 2. Okay, what about on this side? If these are low digits, then that's 1 and 3, and this would have to be 9. Why would that matter? Oh, I didn't do this. That's not going to resolve anything, but at least I should do that. Oh, now I know that there is a 3 here, though. And I know that there is a 2 there. Does it matter that there is a 3 here? Well, the 3 has to be next to a 9, so that might help. Oh, I can't have 3 in the middle, because 3 would need an 8, 9. So one of those is 3, and this would have to be a 9. See, that did help. That did help. So one of these is 3, and the other one has to be 1. Which leaves me with 7 and 6. 7 and 6. Well, those are resolved, though. That's a 7, that's a 6. Right. Right. How do I continue now? How do I continue? That's a 1. Those are resolved, right? That's 1. And that's it. Say these are resolved, but that's the only one that's resolved, right? 3 is already there. I need a 4 and I need a 5. That's it, 4 and 5. But these, oh no, this one has to be 4. Wake up. That's 9. 9. That's 9. That's 5. Okay. All right. All right. So here I'm missing 5, 7, and 9, right? And in column number 3, I'm missing an 8. I'm missing a 2. So these are 2, 8. And I know for certain then this one is a 3. This one is a 3. Okay. All right. So these aren't 3 anymore. And we know that these aren't 3. So one of these have to be 3. Does it matter? Can this one be 3? We would need an 8 and a 9. Looks like it. Okay, that's not it. That is not it. That didn't resolve this one, though. Does it resolve this one? Doesn't look like it. Unless if this is 4, then this would have to be a 9. Is that a problem? If that's a 9, then we have 1, and this would have to be 6. Doesn't look like it. And if it's a low digit, then it's 7. It's 6 or 7, and this would have to be 1. So this one is from 1, 9. That's interesting. But if this is a low digit, it's 4, right? Because 1, 2, 3 are gone, and this would have to be 9. But if this is a high digit, then it's from 6, 7. And 6, 7 would require a 1 since the 2 is gone. And this is from 1, 9. We already know that this is from 1, 9, so we can't use 9 here. That's all. That's all we get out of that. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Okay. Actually, I don't know why I did this. All of those are from 4, 6, 7, but it was a good exercise, I guess. I guess. That's not 2, of course. What am I missing still here? But I am missing the 2, of course. 5 and an 8. Sure. Of course. I can't have 7 here anymore, can I? I can't have 7 here anymore, and I can't have 8. So the 6, 8, and 9 are not possible by normal Sudoku because they're already gone. So if this is a high digit, it has to be 7, but the 7 has to have 1 or 2 next to it. 2 is gone, and 1 is gone actually as well. So this is not a high digit. That's a low digit. And then it's from, well, it can't be 1. So it's from 2, 3. And 2, 3 would need 7, 8, 9. Well, can't have 9. So it's 7, 8. It's 7, 8. A sip of tea. That's interesting. That is interesting. Not as much as I wanted to. How do I continue? How do I continue? One of these have to be a 5. That's 2 digits. Is there any digit missing in row number 6? Doesn't look like it, does it? Of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. Another sip of tea. Right. That's the last one that I haven't really looked at. The last line, right? Well, I did look at it, but it didn't mean anything. Didn't mean anything. Right. So if these are high digits, then again, these are 7, 9. 7, 9, and this would have to be 1. I don't see a problem with that. And if they're low digits, well, then this one is a 7, and they're 1 and 2. So I definitely need a 1 here is what I'm getting at, right? Now either we have 7 and 9 and that's a 1, or we have 7 or 9 here, and we would need, no, we could have a 9. Why would we need a 7? Why would we need a 7? Could have a 9. Oh no, can't have a 9. It's a 7. I can't hold a thought for more than a couple of seconds. Yeah, and then we would need 1 and 2. So we definitely need a 7 and a 1 here. Right? We definitely need a 7 and a 1. And it's either 917 in some order, or it's 172 in some order as well. Okay. Right? This one isn't 2 or 9. It's definitely 1 or 7. So if it's 7, these are 1, 2. If it's 1, then these are 7, 9. Yeah. Did that help me then, though? Did that help me? Well, now I know that I need 1 and 7 here. One of these is 7, and one of these is 1. That's not really helping, is it? That's not really helping. What am I missing? What am I missing? So if these are high digits, then these are high digits, then both of these are low digits, right? And this one is 1, so this one would have to be 2. Why would that matter? I don't know. And if these are the low digits, then they're 1 and 2. Oh, so this one would have to be 9. That's definitely from 2, 9 then, right? That's interesting. Oh, that is interesting if that is correct, because then I would have a 1, 2, 7, 9 quartet. 1 and 7 and 9 would make this one a 2, because it has to be then a low digit, and we can't have 1 and 3, and it's definitely not 4, right? Right. And if this is 7, then these are 1, 2. Right, and this can't be 3, and it can't be 4, so it has to be a high digit. We've used the 7 and 6 and 8, so it's a 9. So it's definitely 2, 9. Oh, that's great. Because then I have 3, 4 here. I don't know why that is good, but I do. Oh yeah, it is good. Uh-huh. And this is 3, this is 4. And that helps, because then this one is at 2. Oh, well, doesn't really help. It does, but not with this one. I was going to say 2 doesn't disambiguate the 7, 8, because both could be next to 2. But now I know that this is 1 and this is 9. No, this is definitely the 6 here. This isn't 6. Right. Does that mean that this has to be the 4? Because yeah, where else can I have a 4? No, I can still have a 4. Hold on. No, hold on. Let me. I think I know that this has to be 4 now, because I'm still missing. What am I still missing? I'm missing 2 and 9, and if this is not a 4, then this would have to be 2, 4, 9. Oh no, there's no 4 here. I know that this is 4. It's not that difficult. Right, then I would need a 7. This becomes a 2. This becomes a 9. That helps. There's no 2 here anymore, and if there's no 2, then these would have to be the high digits, and there's 7, 9, and that's 1. Ah, that helps. That definitely helps. Right. Do I still need the colors? Probably not. Probably not. This is the last one. So we've resolved everything. It makes it easier to solve, believe it or not, but that becomes a 1, so this is a 6, and if that's a 6, that's 5, and that's 8. And that's a 7. I still need a 3 and a 5. Not 5 or 7, that's a 9. That is a 9. That's definitely 1 now. And if it's 1, then this is not 4, but it's 6 or 7. Both still work. That's 6, that's 4. That's 6, that's 4. That's an 8, that's a 2. Right. That's 3, that's 1. Now I have all the ones. I can start pencil marking, right? 2s? Not really. I know that this one has to be a 2. And if this one is a 2, then that's a 2 as well. This isn't a 2. Hold on, let's get rid of the colors, because now it's more confusing than anything else. 3. That has to be a 3. That has to be a 3. Not colors. Not colors. Actual 3s. Oh, this is resolved. 7, 5, 7. That's not a 7. Neither is this one. It becomes a 6, 4, 7. Those aren't resolved. What are the last 2 digits in column number 6? They're a 6 and an 8. That's an 8. That's a 6. Here is a singlet. And it's a 6 as well. I need 2 last digits in box number 2, and they are 4, which is not resolved, and an 8, which is not resolved. Okay. Right. But this one is, and it's a 4. Yeah, that resolves things. That resolves things. And I still need a 5 and a 9. Right. Moment of truth. Very nice. That's a great introduction to German whispers, I think. It has a lot of the tricks that you would, the logic patterns that you would see with German whispers in the wild. So I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Check the rest of the Variant Sudoku 101 series. Maybe share. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.